Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thursday live stream. I think might be some audio issues, so if anyone can just let me know if they can hear me through the headsets, or if my mic is not turned off, that'd be great. Just put a thumbs up in the chat or a thumbs down. This is a live stream. Cool. So this is a live stream. We're not doing the ZBrush tonight. We're going to be doing portfolio reviews. So if you have a portfolio you'd like me to have a look at, I'll take a look at it and give you some feedback. In the meantime, I'll probably just jump to ZBrush and just start sculpting some random stuff whilst I wait for anybody who has a portfolio they want me to see. Before we get into that, let me just say that one or two things. So I'm going to play a quick video. It's all about YouTube membership. So just give you 1 second for that. It'll be about a minute long.
So you want to join my membership?
Gotcha. Sign up.
By joining, you won't only unlock members-only content, you'll also be supporting my channel and the growth of the community. Are you ready to do your part?
I'm doing my part.
For as little as a price of coffee a month.
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit.
You'll be able to access all past live streams and get exclusive members-only content.
Yeah, boy.
That's less than 49p a video.
Shut up and take my money.
So if you're ready, join now and become part of this 3D journey.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Here we are. I thought I'd make a video. Just it speeds up things for the membership thing, because I'm normally just saying all about the membership, and it's the same old. But yeah, join up, become a member, and you can get loads of cool content. Some of the live stream stuff that's on there, the tutorial, the dragon tutorial, and all those other things. So yeah, and you can also become a patron. That's not in that video, but you can become a patron as well, and you'll get even more content. So let me just grab the membership quick. So yeah, you get more content, get more models, videos. There's a tutorial coming up specifically for Patreons. It's a raptor video, and you'll be learning how to sculpt this thing. So you'll learn how to sculpt this throughout the entirety of the process, I guess. It's kind of like the same way we're doing it with the dragon design. I take you through a detailed step-by-step work through on how to create that Velociraptor. So it's pretty worth it. Just going to turn this music down a little bit. It's a bit high in my ears. I don't know if it is in yours. So yeah, you can become a Patreon, or alternatively, you can grab stuff from my online stores. So just grab the online store banner. Yep, so you can grab tutorials, brushes, models from my online stores. The links are in the description box below. So go check those out when you have a minute. And let's turn that off and turn that banner off. Cool. Let me just check the comments quick. Great video. The scrap part is pretty related. Yeah. I don't know. I wanted to make something a bit more energetic than my normal videos, because even I can hear my voice is slightly on the boring tone, so I tried to make it a bit more exciting. So hopefully that will work. I'm going to jump into ZBrush quick whilst I wait for people to. Oh, I'm not even sharing. Oh my god. Okay, give me a second. There we are. Nice to meet you guys. Yes, nice to meet you. Aitor Ligora. Oh, you see, I am really bad at names, so you're gonna have to just. Everybody gets it. Everybody's ever been in my live streams knows that I'm bad at names. But thank you, welcome. It's your first time, and yeah. So if you've got a portfolio, because this is a portfolio review live stream, if you have a portfolio you would like me to have a look at and discuss what you might want to change or update or have and get feedback on, then let me know. If you have a piece of artwork even that you wouldn't mind showing as well. So best way to do it is go to my Discord channel. I hope the link down below in the description box works. You can go there, you can drop a work in progress of your image of your model in there, and we can have a look at it. If you can't find, if that link doesn't work, then just go and go to Discord and just look up MLW Creative, and you'll be able to find the logo that is my logo and just go through that way, I guess. Cool. So whilst I wait for everybody to sort of join, or if anybody wants to get their portfolio ready for me to have a look at, that'd be great. I know it might take some time for people to come in, so I'm just gonna quickly just start sculpting something in here. I don't know. Let's have a look what we can do whilst we wait. I think I'm just gonna make a random bust design, just so we just whilst we wait for everyone else to join in. So let's think, what can we make? I wasn't really planning on this, so it's a difficult one. Let's just see what happens. We just go crazy. Should he have eyes? Let's see. Shouldn't have a nose. Let's put the eyes out like a bug-eyed. This is completely no references, nothing. I'm just sculpting, waiting for someone to drop their portfolio in. So just enjoy it, I guess. Bug-eyed. If you have any other questions you want to ask as well, this is a chilled live stream, so if you want to ask any questions, go straight ahead. Should we have a mouth? Let's have a look. Should we put that in? I don't know what I'm doing with this. Maybe should have a mouth, or what could be a mouth. See, if you've been doing characters and creatures as long as I have, and you've pretty much done a lot of creatures design, it's difficult to try and make something completely new. So let's just have a look. Is anybody wanting? Oh, not yet. Okay, well, I'll just carry on. Yeah, when you've done loads of designs like I have, it's difficult to try and make something new that you've never seen before. Oh yes, the Joseph. Yes, the Killer Croc full video. Yep, that's the one for my members only. It's basically the full, I think it was 4 to 5 hours of how I sculpted Killer Croc with background music, so you guys can chill out and watch that in your own time and sort of, I don't know, maybe get some helpful, useful tips from that. But yes, that was one of the members only one. I think I'll put other ones on there as well, but that was this week. I think it was the Killer Croc one. So should we have something in the middle of his face? Yeah, let's just have a look-see. Should we make the chin smaller? That's all right. I should actually put a banner up, shouldn't I? Let me see if I can make a quick banner, just so people can see it scrolling along the bottom. Comment all. port. If you want me to review your portfolio, leave a link in chat or on my Discord. Link below. Sorry about this. I'm not so unorganized usually. Oh, got an art portfolio. And a new one from Joseph Bonkowski. Let's have a look at this. I take it you'd like me to sort of give you a review on your portfolio. If yes, just put it in the chat. And I'll take a look at it with your permission, obviously. I mean, right. Cool. All right, let's have a look at this portfolio then, because this is what we're here for. I will intermediately jump from portfolios to the sculpt, and if there is anyone that wants me to review their portfolio and haven't got it up yet, then I'll just do the sculpt until they pop in. If you have any sort of anything you want to talk about, leave it in the chat, and we can also talk about that as well. So I'm just going to bring this over. So this is Joseph Bonkowski's portfolio, and a little bit of backstory would be good. So I'm just going to put this up quickly. He says, I know I'm far away from a professional portfolio. I just would like to know if I am on a good path to achieve my goal. What sort of goal are you looking to achieve? What would you like to become in the industry? Or what would you like to do in the industry? Because if it's concept work, that's good. If it's character creature work in games and film, then that's a different route that you might need to take for that. I think you're on a good route. I can see down here you've done some hard surface modeling and some experimentation. I think a lot of it is experimentation by the looks of it. And it's kind of like you want to try to dabble in everything, and you're not quite sure where you want to maybe go. I think there's quite a few cartoon stuff going on, and then you've got a serious orc here, which is more of a realistic take on the orc. He says, I would like to be a character creature creator, especially concept art. Okay. Well, yeah. I think we need to see some more variety of skills as well. So you've got beginner basics of 3D going at the moment, but I would also, if I was a concept artist or someone hiring a concept artist, I would look for some 2D drawing stuff as well. So anything in a 2D sense as well. So you've got Photoshop or even real sketchbooks. There is an artist I know. Give me 1 second. I'll just try and find his YouTube page. He does quite a lot of artwork in pencil and paper, and he does it on YouTube as well. I just need to find his thing. Oh, I did quite a few of his works in the past. I'll try and find his art station first. That'll probably be easier. Let's see if there's anything in the chat. Got one here from Atio. I am not a creature artist, just stylized characters. Is it okay to share? Yeah, you can share it if you want. Yeah, go ahead. Got one here from Joseph again, saying the main goal is for movies, but also be happy for games. Okay, that's cool. It takes a lot of work to to get into to become good enough to be a concept artist for film. That's a definite. You'd probably be easier to push yourself towards game first and do concept art for game, and then work your way into film afterwards. That's the kind of route I'd take. It's kind of like the route I did take in my career. I went from doing animation in university to stopping animation, doing animation in university, and then doing graphic design stuff for corporate, and then moving into creature design for for games. And from there, I went to film afterwards. So I went from games to film. It's a lot easier to go from games to film because you learn a lot more in games than you would in film, because film is a very, very niche skills sets that you have to have. It's good to have a variety of skill sets, but for film, you normally are put into one particular part when you're working in film. You're not really too broad, so you'll get someone who does groom, you'll get someone who does hard surface, you'll get someone who does facial sculpting, but they have particular skill sets in those. So in game, you do everything. So you do the modeling, texturing, the rigging, sometimes the UV mapping, the retopoing, you do it all, you see. And that is a better way to get into it, because you get to learn more. And so when you move into film, you kind of then can go down a single path rather. Just try to find that artist quick. I'm sure I have something in somewhere, one of his works in here somewhere. One second. Let me pull this over, actually. So yeah, these are just wrong ones. Fan 060, yeah, that's the one. This guy, Bobby Rebhouse. I'm sure you guys know him. You probably know his work. This guy has a great YouTube channel, and if you want to become a concept artist for film or game, he does the 2D side of stuff. He also does 3D, I believe, but I think he mainly focuses on 2D stuff. And he teaches weekly. He has weekly videos on how to use sketchbooks and sketch and do creature design and how to draw from basics. But he's definitely someone you want to take a look at. Has he got his YouTube? Yeah, here it is. So his YouTube is Draw Sessions. And you can see here, he sort of does very short video, well, short enough videos. But he has a lot of insight on how to draw. And so if you're a bit stuck on how to draw, concepts and stuff, go here and have a look at his work and through this, because it's some good stuff. But that being said, let's jump back into this portfolio. Sorry about that. I kind of ramble. Yeah, okay, so you want to be a creature character artist. I think you have some good skills. There's obviously the anatomy side of things, which is every artist's worst nightmare, but it's just something you have to get into. If I was to be looking at your portfolio, I would try to split these up, because inside of ArtStation you can split these up into separate folders, and I would put your best pieces front and forward, and then put the rest of your stuff, as in work in progress stuff, in a separate folder, and keep that to the side, because they can always look at that if they're really interested, or if they're interested in what you do. So if I was you, I would maybe, I haven't seen this one. I would put the orc, because these two are your most recent ones, and I think you've kind of learned quite a bit on how to render. So of course they're going to be your best pieces. I would keep these two in, and maybe this one as well. I'd also keep this one. This one looks quite cool. It's got it's a full character, which is what they want to see as well, which is really great. And It's got some good skills going on there. There's a good render of it as well. And I think your Deadpool looks pretty good as well, stylized Deadpool. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. But if you're trying to become a concept artist for like film and stuff, it's a difficult sort of thing to get into, I would say. I would, if I was you, because you got some good, you could probably get a good job as a character artist first, and then once you're in that position and you're situated in that position in the studio, then I would look into, in your spare time, doing more conceptual pieces rather than try to do conceptual pieces and try to get a job through concept before becoming a character artist. Because there's things in character art that you can use into concept art. But yeah, also if you really want to be a concept artist, you'll have to show some 2D drawing skills. They want to see if you can draw humans. They want to see if you can draw anatomy, animals. It's all very well to have creatures, but if you don't know the fundamentals of drawing, or creatures like animals and stuff like that, especially animals and actual real life things, then it doesn't really matter if you've got a load of creatures here, because they want to see if you can do the basics first before you can do the more exciting stuff. But you're on a good road. At least you are starting to do stuff, because that's the one thing that sort of stops people is just getting into something, or getting into 3D and just getting in and starting it. So if I was you, I wouldn't stop. Keep going, keep learning. Also incorporate those other skills like 2D drawing and anatomy sculpting as well. That would be pretty handy as well to have, especially facial stuff as well. But yeah, that comes with time. But I would definitely look into some 2D stuff as well. But you're on the right route. You're on the right sort of path. I mean, this one here, the Orc Bust. I mean, this one, I kind of showed you how to adjust the face. And I think that was in one of the other live streams. But you can see the difference between that one and what you originally had, and how different they look just from adjusting and taking your time on your sculpt and really thinking about it. That's all you need to do, really, is just is that. Unless you're going down the cartoon route, then you can just carry on doing some really funky cartoon stuff. But I don't know. It all depends on if you want to do realism or cartoon stuff as well. That's good. Keep going. Don't stop. And also, if you haven't already, joined the Discord and chuck your work in progress stuff up on there. There's loads of people there that can help you out with your designs, or give some inspiration or motivation to keep going. Because that's one thing that really does kill artists, is not being motivated to carry on. But yeah, good. Okay. Let's have a look. Is anyone in my Discord? Our portfolio. Oh, we got some new ones. Oh my god, we've got three more new ones. All right. Coffee time. Case is asking, speak Spanish. I do not speak Spanish, unfortunately. Sorry. Okay, let's have a look at this one. This one's coming from Atur. I believe it's Atur. Atur Ligord, from Spain. Sorry if I butchered your name. Let me guess, you want to be, or you are, a character artist? I am a 3D artist focused in character modeling. Right now, I'm working as a freelancer, and of course, I'm open to new opportunities. Okay. I see you've got some actual. Are these actual characters that are from games, from what you've done, you worked on? That's pretty good. That's another thing. If you get the chance to actually work on a sort of mainstream game or film, put those at the very top of your portfolio, because those are the sort of things that clients want to see to make sure that they know that this person, or the person that they're looking at has the skills to do the work. So if you don't have any job pieces, like real world job pieces or mainstream pieces, then you put your best artwork. If you do have work pieces from the industry, put them at the top. You can even split them into separate folders again. So you'll have your mainstream actual studio work, your personal work, and your work in progress. Just split them up inside ArtStation so that they can go to those folders and see what. It just makes it easier for them to navigate. But again, put your best pieces at the top. Okay, so you've got quite a good body of work here. You said I am not a creature, or just stylized characters. Is it okay to share? Yeah, I mean, you look like you know what you're doing, to be honest. I like the designs you've got. You've got some strong anatomy, even if it's cartoon anatomy, you still got strong sculpting shape skills with anatomy. I like this one as well. This is pretty cool. What's this one? This model is the final result of the CGMA's 10-week course of Advanced Stylized Character. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. So, I mean, you pretty much know what you're doing. I mean, you're a freelance artist, so, but you pretty much know what you're doing. There's not much else I can say really. What we got here in your about? Let's just have a look at your about. So you've done production on League of Legends, Wild Rift, hiring info, full-time contract. So you got skills. That's a good skill to have. Marvelous design is a very good skill to have. Let me rephrase that. Once you are a good character artist, like for anatomy and stuff, then jump onto Marvelous Designer. Don't try and do Marvelous Designer without doing the actual character side of stuff, because Marvelous Designer is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different thing to learn, and you need to be very precise with it. I found, because I've tried it. I'm not a very big fan of it, but I have tried it. And it's something that you really need to know what you're doing about, because it's kind of like, it's basically a 3D version of sewing or seamstress, or is it seamstress? It's kind of like this, like clothes making, So you have to know exactly how it's done in the real world so you can implement it inside of 3D. I mean, it's basically the same thing that they do. But yeah, it's good skills. I'm not going to ask you where your CV is. I don't think they have the CVs on ArtStation anymore, do they? Or if they do, maybe it'd be good to just upload a CV onto here. But I'm not going to go through CVs, because CVs are a whole other kettle of fish. But you've got some good work going on here. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, he says, yeah, some of them are from cinematics and one of them for a game. That's pretty cool. Some, yeah. I really need to learn a bit more about Marvelous and hair. It's the boring part. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the hair stuff, my God. I remember trying to use hair for inside of ZBrush, the fiber mesh, like in 2016's ZBrush. I think it was 2016 ZBrush. It could have been a later one. It could have been a later one, like maybe 2018. And the brushes just wouldn't work. The way the brush worked, and then the way the hair was manipulated with the brush, it would just go, you'd comb it one way, and then you turn the model, and the hair would just be like, it would be like it was stuck with glue in one direction, like a cold blast of air went through, and it just looked really, really bad. So I kind of gave up on that very quickly. I know that you've got, Maya's got its own hair sort of system in there, which is really easier. It's much easier to use. If you look at, I'll just show you. So this is my portfolio. I'll just show you what I could achieve. Sort of the bottom, isn't it? All the way at the bottom. Here we are. So when I was looking at hair systems inside of Maya, I think it was XGen, and this is the sort of thing I could do with XGen. And I learned this in 2-3 days, how to do this sort of thing. So it's a lot easier inside of Maya than it is inside of ZBrush, obviously, because I don't think ZBrush was built for that sort of thing. But yeah, it is really nice to look at, and it's a very good skill to have in the film studios. So if you want to be a groom artist, I would jump on XGen inside of Maya and start learning how to use XGen. That's a pretty must-need skill for film, is a grooming artist. But yeah, that didn't come out too bad, I don't think. And if I had actually maybe gone a little bit further, I might have just maybe become a grooming artist, because they get paid really well, and there's always a need for them. So, but yeah, I always like the way the hair sort of looks on the creature as well, especially if you've got a good model underneath it as well. Sorry, I don't actually have a tutorial for these. These things that are done, when were these done? 6 years ago. So unfortunately, I don't have a tutorial, and I think I might be able to find the tutorial I used. So I might be able to find the tutorial I used for this, but unfortunately, I can't remember off the top of my head where it was. It was on YouTube somewhere. It's like a full breakdown on how to use it. I'll have to find it, and I'll chuck it in the Discord. I'll make a new channel and call it tutorials that I've found on YouTube, and I'll chuck it in there if I can find it for you. But you have good work here. Keep it up. And I mean, if it looks like you have a style that you like to do, maybe if you have time, try doing something a little bit more photorealistic. But if this is the sort of thing you enjoy doing rather, then carry on doing it this way. Make some more stuff, I guess. Looks really good. Okay. Let me look at more photos again. Oh my god. So many more. Right, hold on. Let me jump in here. Oops, turn that off. Okay, got one here. One from Nikhil Sisodia. I'm so sorry. From India. Welcome. Just have a look at your work here. Cool. If I may ask, are you a creature artist in the industry at the moment, or are you freelance, or let me know in the chat, and I'll be able to get more of a range of what you want. Also, if you could let me know what you kind of want to do in the industry as well, and maybe that could help out as well, determine what you need to work on or put in your portfolio. Sorry, but let's just have a look at what we got here. I like this elephant. Rook. Introduce my latest 3D concept art creation, Rook, an elephant warrior inspired by work on an upcoming book project. Oh, there's only one image. Okay. That's pretty cool. Are they all just one image? Oh, they are. I mean, they're pretty good designs. This one's got multiple. Okay. Oh, you're just a hobbyist. Oh, okay. All right. Well, in that case, fair enough. Yeah. If you were to say that you wanted to do more, wanted to work in the game industry or the film industry, then I would have maybe told you that you might need to add a few more sort of turnarounds of your models, or images, videos, turntables, stuff like that, so the person who's looking at your portfolio can sort of get a gist of your modeling techniques and stuff, and see the model 360-degree views and stuff. But because you're a hobbyist, yeah, okay, that clears it up a bit more. I mean, you got good work. Because we had the dark phase of your artwork at the bottom here. A lot of artists do that at the very beginning of their sort of journey. Even I did it. Is when you add loads of dark images. Because let me just jump into my one quick. I'll show you. Probably still have it in here. To be honest with you, I don't delete any of my artwork, so yeah, you're probably going to see things in here that just look really bad. But I see my portfolio as more of an archive of my sort of journey through artwork. So I don't delete anything. Yeah, so if you see here, where is it? Yeah, it's around about this sort of stage of my art sort of journey that I was doing, like conceptual wise. I kept a lot of dark. I made a lot of dark images with dark backgrounds, and you know, like this thing. I don't even know what this thing is. I just I just sculpted it. I was just testing things. This is kind of like the journey of testing if I could become a concept artist using 3D, ZBrush rendering, and Photoshop techniques. You can see I'm not very. It wasn't a very good sculpt. But I kept it very dark in the backgrounds, and that's okay if you're going for a very sort of dark tone for your creature or your character. But if you have something that's a bit light-hearted, a little bit more light-hearted. So let's see, can we find anything? Yeah, let's take this one. Now, of course, this has a big sort of light on its head, but it's got more of a smiling dragon face, right? So why would it be in the dark so much? If I had to redo this one, I would probably put it more in a lit environment. So yeah, it was kind of at this stage here, which is a few weeks later, that I started to incorporate more background stuff, put background elements and background colors. I went through a artsy phase and all that sort of, but we're not here to look at my one, we're here to look at your one. So let's have a look here. You sculpt it in your mind? Yeah, no, don't worry, I do the same thing. So we both do the same thing. It's good to have reference though. Even if you're sculpting something from your mind, it's still good to have a reference point. So have something on the side of your screen, which is anatomy driven. If it's something that you're doing anatomy wise, it's good to have that on the side of the screen there. He says, cool, if you were me, what would you work on next to improve? Also, do you recommend learning retopo texturing if I just love sculpting? If you're a hobbyist, which you mentioned before, and you don't particularly want to sort of go any further, and you just want to be a really good sculptor, I wouldn't really worry too much about retopo and texturing. But if you want to be more serious in this industry, or you want to eventually get into this sort of industry, you will have to learn how to retopo and texture. It's just part of the package. You know, it's just something you will have to learn to do. But you know, if you just want to be a concept artist or a sculptor in your spare time, you can carry on how you're going. I would recommend, although you have some good anatomy in your sculpts, like you have got a good sort of knowledge of anatomy, I would still have something on the side to reference in, just so you don't make too many mistakes. I mean, even I do it still. I completely forget about anatomy, and then I look back at some of the artworks I do, and it just looks really bad. But if you can learn good anatomy for your sculpts, it will take your sculpting skills much further. It says most of these pieces were done in just a few hours, more like quick sculpts or sketches to explore ideas. Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. If you want to improve, though, might need to take a little longer than a few hours. I mean, I do the same thing. I sculpt really quickly, but at some point, I'm going to try to slow down my process of sculpting. But yeah, if you really want to be like a really good sculptor, you might need to slow down just a fraction and really take your time on making sure the forms are all correct and stuff like that. But you are on a good road if you just want to sculpt. If you want to do the whole retopoing and texturing, which is taking you further into the industry, then and away from the hobby of sculpting, then you'll have to you definitely have to learn that sort of thing. And that just means more softwares, more practice. It just takes a little longer, that's all. Cool. Right, I hope that helps. What's your about look like? Okay. All right, yeah, so freelance as well. Cool. Right, let's see if there's anywhere else in the art portfolios. This is great, by the way. You know, I really enjoy seeing you guys' artwork and stuff, so it's really cool. We got one here from Victor Willand. Just gonna pop this up. Okay, Victor Willand from Brazil. My name is Victor Willand. I'm a Brazilian 3D artist focused on collectibles in the industry, interested in full-time contract and freelance. That's cool. Wow. I mean, you definitely don't have to learn your anatomy. That's for damn sure. I love this, by the way. Anything that's Venom related, yeah, that's a big thumbs up from me. I normally do like a couple of Venoms a year because it's just such an interesting character to sculpt, even though it's just muscle and a mouth, you know. But the variations of Venom that you can create, because it's more of a liquid than it is a solid, the character itself, really cool. But this is really good. I like this one. And also the eyes. The eyes are always difficult because, I mean, they're not difficult. You can make the eyes, as long as it looks in like this shape, you can make the eyes any way you like. You can make them slits, you can make them big, you can make them small, you can put an actual eyeball on there and then have like a orca. You know how an orca, the whale, has those big black patches? No, those white patches and then the eyes, but the white patches look like the eyes. Yeah, that you could do the same thing with your Venom. But I mean, I really like this. Is there anything any sort of industry you want to go into? I mean, I know you do collectibles, and I guess that's pretty cool. But I mean, with this sort of portfolio, you could probably get into any of the game studios, I guess, or film studios. So I mean, yeah, it's really cool. I've seen this one, Invincible. Is this a Amazon Prime show, right? Put that in the chat. Is this an Amazon Prime show? Oh, okay. You want to be that guy. You want to be that artist. The sideshow. Yeah, that's a difficult one to get into. That's very difficult. But I mean, I think you're like pretty much there, to be honest. I mean, I would buy any of these for collectibles. Look at that, Red Hulk. Yeah, I'd buy these. I'd like to work at that as well, but I get bored very quickly with sculpting the same thing over and over again. So for me, it's more about speed and getting a concept, making a concept. in my spare time. When I'm working in the studio, which I do, then I slow down a lot more. But when it comes to personal work, I work very quickly, and I really need to train my mind to slow down a lot more, so that I can get all the good details in, like this. I mean, it's just crazy. Look at that, it's even real life. Changes music's getting on my bloody nerves now. 1 second. There we are. Yeah, I mean, you have got some good skills. If I was working at Sideshow, you said? Yeah, Sideshow, I'd hire you. Is it sort of like, are they an actual company, or they just get like freelancers hire freelancers, or is it actual like a studio? Because if you could probably email them and ask them. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. What's your about look like? Brazilian 3 artist focus on collectibles. Okay. Okay, yeah. If you've actually done work for other studios, so if you've done a collectible for an actual studio, I would put that in here, in your about me page, so that they can see that. Do they have them on here? 1 second. For the Creative Collectors Patreon. Okay. Was any of these actually built for a collectible? A collectible company? Because if they were, then I would put the company names in these about me's, or the side here. I'll put them in there and just mention them, really. But yeah, good portfolio. Really like it. So, is there anyone else, or do I have a break from portfolios for a minute? If you can, or if you want to, add them in the Discord chat, or the Discord in the art portfolios, or you can add them in the chat on here, live chat, and I'll take a look into it. Let's see what I can do with this character first. So I'm just going to carry on with this until I get some more reviews in, or portfolios in. Also, I saw a film the other day on Netflix. It's a really interesting one called, what was it? The Electric State? Was that what it's called? Electric State? Yeah. Oh, got one here from Nicholas Costello. Hi, a big fan over here. Hello. Yeah, always nice to meet a fan. Yeah, so I saw that film, Electric State. I don't know if anyone's seen that on Netflix. Interesting film. I'm not going to spoil it, but I guess it's all about robots that were built in the 1990s and robot revolution and all this sort of thing. But the actual robots themselves were really cool. The story could have been a little bit better, in my opinion. But the design of the robots was really good. So, should we add nostrils in this guy? I'm kind of going through a phase at the moment with faces, like particularly the alien. I'm not really going down the human route much these days, but I'm kind of taking away the nostril for some reason. Just makes it look a bit more alien, if you know what I mean. I don't know. What do you think? Anyway. Should we make this neck bigger, longer? Let's do this. Yeah. Hope everyone's had a good week, by the way, so far. It's almost the weekend, thank God. Oops. Yeah, let's push that in back. Yeah. So, got the head going here. Let's just make that smoother there. I'm going to append a new sphere. If you have a portfolio you'd like me to see or look through on the live, then go to Discord and pop it in the art portfolio. Eyeball. Oops. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to change it from 35 to 50 mil. There we are. 50 millimeter camera. That's what I found with the Lightbox head. If you go into Lightbox and you pick one of these head planes, it always loads it with a 35 mil. And I don't know why it does that, because typically it's about 50 to 60 millimeter. I mean, you could work in a 35, it depends, but I just prefer using 50. It gives that less of a fisheye lens look. Sweet. You're very quiet tonight, chat. Oh, let's not doing that again, is it? The Discord is saying that an invalid invite. Oh. You know, I don't know what it is with the Discord. I put it on to never delete that invite, and it just turns it off. Is there something? Is there like a bug, or is there something I haven't set up properly in the joining thing? I'm not sure. Try this one again. If not, I'll put it in the chat. Try that link again. If not, then you can just look up MLW Creative in Discord and follow my logo, and you can go through that to join. But yeah, for some reason, I think I might have a setting on here that is if there's too many people that join, it disables the join system or join function. I'll have a look into that after the stream. But yeah, pain in the backside. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right. Does this remind you of anything? This character I'm doing? I think I'm losing my mind with art now. Every time I make something, it kind of just reminds me of something that's already there. It's already a creature or something, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy. That music is going to drive me crazy. There we go. Change it up. That's better. Right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to push these pieces in. That's quite interesting, that. Isn't it? There we are. Yeah. How's everybody's week been, by the way? The weather's been really good here at the moment. Yeah, England, by the way. Yeah, some really good weather. Let's see. That should actually be, the jaw should actually go up to about here, actually. So that's weird. Kind of like it. It's different. Oh, I've still got the chat on. Let me see if there's any new portfolios. Not yet. All right, I'll just keep it going then. Yeah, if you have a portfolio you would like me to review, just chuck it in the Discord channel or chuck it in the chat here in YouTube, and I'll open it up and take a look. Preferably ArtStation would be best for portfolios. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to deep dive just. Got an idea from Joseph saying, "Sorry, Munja again. Have you got some sketches for the character, or you just got instructions from the director?" Yeah. So Munja. Let's see if I can find that one. Oops, there we go. Munja. This one was given to me by the art director. So the art director gave me a sketch, a very basic sketch, a couple of sketches. I think I got them in the reference down here. At the bottom. Here we are. We load this up, open this up. So the sketch he gave me was this one here, of this little guy here, and this one here. And apart from those two sketches, oh, and this one here. Apart from those three sketches, four, maybe five, that was it really. That was pretty much all they gave me for the sketch, and they just asked me to interpret it my own way, with my own techniques. So, yeah, I mean, all I was told was, this is Munja. It is a creature from Indian lore, mythology, I believe it was. This is where it lives. This is what it should look like. It's supposed to look like it's sort of, the tree has grown onto the boy, and it's sort of, he's become the spirit of mischief. I think it is in the lore, and he has to what happens is, this is it's a difficult thing to explain. They told me the whole story of it. So this boy here, this one here, this actor, he goes to this tree in the forest. This tree, I think he dies next to the tree, and the tree then absorbs him, and what was it? He becomes a mischievous creature and latches onto one of these actors. Oh, I think I've got the actual trailer up here. So he latches onto this character and just causes absolute mayhem on him. Actually, let me just see if I can play this. I'm not going to play it with the sound, but you'll be able to see the visuals. So, yeah, the boy, you can see sort of little dialogue underneath there. But essentially, the boy is this creature. He runs away from his responsibilities, I believe it is. Or he dies next to the trees, like I said. And then this guy finds him, and then he latches onto him. It's pretty cool, actually, how it came out. But yeah, my stream's going slow. It's buffering. But you can see how it works. Yeah, so they gave me 2-3 sketches, maybe a few more, and they just said, you know, can you make something out of it? And I said, yeah, sure, why not? He was already a fan of my artwork, so he asked for me directly, the director, so that was really cool. See, because I was doing all the stuff on the side, all my artwork, he just said, you know, can you do this sketch for us, or this concept for us? And I said, yeah, sure. So yeah, that's Munja. I think I've spoke about Munja quite a few times now on these streams. I don't know why everyone's so fascinated by that character, but you know. Are we still having issues with the Discord link? Joseph says, the reason I'm asking so much about dreams because my goal is to do this, what you did on. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it took a while for people to sort of acknowledge the artwork and my skills. So it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight, which I think everybody already knows. But if you keep going and you show determination and you show progression in your artwork, then you know it'll be a lot. You'll be able to get to that point. Yeah, I think a lot of people just get a bit frustrated because it doesn't happen straight away for them, and I think that sort of kills the magic and the sort of wanting to work in the industry as well. Okay, so that link works. Okay, cool. I think it's got something to do with the amount of people that join at one point in one time. So I'm going to have to look into that setting at some point after the stream. Yeah, chuck your portfolio into the art portfolio, and I'll have a quick ganders, have a quick look. Get that smoothers on. I have no idea what I'm doing with this thing, by the way. I'm literally just waiting for portfolios to come in. So this concept's just absolute. I have no idea where I'm going with it. It could be something really cool. It looks kind of cat-like, you know, with the face kind of cat-like. No, that's wrong. Just waiting on that portfolio. Got one here from Dave Newhouse saying, do you know of any good techniques for tentacles? Tentacles. Oh. Let's have a look. So I know that you can. Where is the brush? There's a brush in here somewhere. Curve. Tube brush. Where is it? It's got the flat curve tube. And I've recently found under here are the tools, no, stroke. And the curve, there's a thing called curve modifiers, and there's a thing called fall off. And you can set it to size, and what will happen is it will start off small down here and end up big here, I believe. So if I do this, yeah, you can see it kind of scales it along the tube when you draw it. So if we to go to stroke and push this up to the top, and this one not all the way down to the bottom, just a little bit to the bottom, then we can come in here and start adding tubes, which will eventually be tentacles, you could say. It all depends on what you want with this, how you want to sort of work with these tentacles. Do you want them to be for visual concept, or rig, you know, be able to rig them? Because if it's for a character, a games character or film character, you want to make them straight. You don't want to have them sort of flowy, you know. So you probably want to do something like this, rather, like straight out from those points, and that will be more of a game-ready characters version, I guess you'd say. I kind of like this tube thing. Maybe I'll add some tubes to this character. 1 second. And then you can also just lock the start of it, and then you can. That's pretty cool. Stick that at the back. Oh, now it's looking more like Predator if I do that, isn't it? That's the problem. It'll look like Predator if I start doing this. Nah, can't do that. Okay, that's the sort of thing you wanted to see. Okay, cool. Yeah, then you can just go along and adjust it in sculpting afterwards. Got one here from Master Splinter. Most of what I have done is for miniatures over the years, some freelance, some for board games, or my own designs. That's fine. If you want to share it, then if you want to share a portfolio, if you've got a portfolio, then that'd be great. Oh, we got one here. New one. Second. This might be your one. Hold on. Right. Let's see. One here from Benjamin Inglework. Oh, I am so bad with names. You cannot believe it. He's from Ethiopia, or they are from Ethiopia. In a road to becoming a character artist. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. What have you got about? Let's see what your about's like. So you got Blender, Maya, Substance Painter, ZBrush, Topogun. Topogun's pretty good, although Topogun's not really necessary as much because you can do most of it inside of Maya now, since Maya's retopoing tools have become better, but still a good skill to have in your back pocket. So let's have a look at the work quick. All right, you got a lot of facial stuff going on. You got a little bit of anatomy study. Now, I was actually thinking of doing the same thing with anatomy. I was thinking of getting a skeleton, a 3D skeleton, and then walking you guys through how to sculpt using. Oh, 1 second. So how to sculpt using this as reference, this book as reference, and this book here is a must-have book for 3D artists. So you must go out and you must buy this book. I haven't got any affiliation with it, but it's an amazing book. It shows you everything you need to know about anatomy and how to do things like sculpt things in anatomy. But what I was thinking of doing is using that book there, and let me just jump back in. Oops. Yeah, stick me up there. So using that book there and this type of method, blocking out the human anatomy from start to scratch, from start to finish, and doing it in sections, not a full thing, not the whole thing, but in parts, right? So that you can essentially learn how anatomy looks from the very beginning, basic building blocks. This is a cool idea to have, but I can already see that there are some issues with the scaling of some of these parts, maybe, and the thickness of some of the parts, but at least you're on the right track to learning how anatomy looks on a skeleton, or how it sort of works, you see, and how the muscles overlap each other and stuff like that. So you're on the right track with that. It just needs a bit more work to it. That's pretty cool. I like the hair. I like the way you did the hair on this one. I always find that sculpted hair is much easier and much nicer to look at as well, especially if you're doing sculpting. This is a pretty nice one. I like the way you did the what do you call it? The specular highlights, I believe it's called. The specular highlights there. Yeah, those are pretty cool. I think they did the same thing. I was watching someone do an arcane sculpt on YouTube, and he did the same thing when it came to the texturing stage. So he would make these little squares for the eyes, for the specular highlight. Instead of painting it on the eyeball, he just built like little cubes and made them completely white. Really cool technique. Oh yeah. Saying, hi, I'm aiming to become a character artist for games, but have a lot to learn in terms of body, anatomy, hair, and topology. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff you'll learn on the job, but yes, there is a lot still to learn before you can jump in. Although saying that, you have got some good facial sculpting. This one's really nice. I could see this in something like Dishonored, this sort of design. It's got that realism and also uncanny valley cartoony style to it. It's really cool. It's what do you call it? Caricature. That's the word. It's got a very caricature looking face. And I mean, the shapes are good. You got really good shapes with this one. This is quite nice. Yeah, you got some substance painter going on as well. Some hard surface. Hard surface is always good, especially for character design. I would try to stay away from environment work or environmental things like on their own, unless it's to do with a character. So if the character's sitting on a dustbin, then of course you sculpt the dustbin, But if it's got nothing to do with a character, then I wouldn't worry too much about having it there. So I mean, this is a cool little sort of fan art, I guess you'd say. But if you wanted to be a character artist, then add Jinx in there, or put that onto Jinx's body or hand. But yeah, I haven't got a lot of full character stuff, right? I think that's a difficult thing to do as well, is to have full characters in your portfolio, because especially when you're first starting off. But I think you got really good faces. So, and there are some companies that they would hire someone just to do facial sculpting. So that's pretty good. I've seen the cartoon version, the 2D version of this one, and it's really cool. And you've done a really good job actually with the sculpt. That's really good. You've actually nailed it. That's pretty good actually. Yeah. I mean, you seem to know what you're aiming for, which is great. There's a lot of human stuff, very little creature work. I would maybe you split your stuff up, so that's pretty good. So you split your portfolio up. Yeah, if I was you, I would look into animals, insects, creatures, something like that, because you've got a lot of. I mean, you've got one creature here. You can say the Hulk's a creature, but we need a little bit more variety in there as well. I know that you can sculpt heads, so I'm not worried about facial sculpting. You seem to know what you're doing there with the anatomy of a face, which is very difficult to get right, by the way. So I reckon I think you've nailed it on that front. Yeah. But now it's time to step away from faces and start looking at body anatomy and animals, creatures, full characters from start to finish. So I think one thing to have in your portfolio that's really good would be a full character that's got good topology, good anatomy, good textures, and is complete, right? Now that's a difficult thing to do because you don't have a lot of time if you're trying to get into the industry. You really want to get in really quickly. You haven't got a lot of time to do that sort of thing. So if I could see maybe just one of those pieces, and then the rest of them you have stuff like this, but more developed stuff, and maybe a bit more variety of stuff, then I know that you can do the game stuff, right? I know that you have techniques in the game stuff, and then I could also see, on the other hand, that you can sculpt really well. Then all the other stuff that you need to learn will be learned. I would say you could learn on the job, or learn once you're in the job. But you got a good start here. It's really good. Cool. We got any other portfolios? Quick. We got a new one. We have a new one. This one is coming from Leland Van Leer. Okay. United States. Nice one. Let's have a look at your says experience with ZBrush and Photoshop, 3D printing for miniature and scale models. Okay. Let's have a look. Have you used the what is it? The ZBrush. Was this sculpted in ZBrush or was this because I know that ZBrush 2025 you could do this thing called was it a relief where you can so you can project. Yes, yeah, okay, it was cool. It says yes, it was. Okay, cool. That's cool. After casting, that's pretty nice actually. I wouldn't mind buying that one. I'm a big Warhammer fan, so you know. And use the base relief alpha creation. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's have a look. So you want to become a miniature artist. You see, miniatures are difficult because I've done miniatures, right? Actually, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Right, because I've done miniatures and I do miniatures, right? So let me just full screen this. So I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but this is one of them that I sculpted inside a ZBrush and I 3D printed and then I painted by hand. And I'll tell you what, it is the most difficult thing to do is to try and sculpt. How can I get this? Turn the light on quick. It is the most difficult thing. Try and get all that detail on your character, right? So I actually applaud your attempt. Well, your passion to become a miniature artist, because that is just some crazy stuff. You don't only have to worry about the scale of the thing. You have to worry about how much detail a 3D printer can then, print, and the scale of the detail on the print. So yeah, it's very difficult, but give it a good shot. Give it a good go, though. I'm not even sharing quick. There we are. Yeah, let's have a look. And also with miniatures, you have to have them posed. You have to have good poses. You can't just have a T pose for like character artists. It's, yeah. That's pretty cool. It's so difficult as well because you don't know if the detail is going to come out on your model until you've printed it, which is, yeah. I like this one. Butler bot. Yeah, I think you're good. Again, as I keep mentioning, modeling for miniatures is a whole different ball game to modeling for film or game. The fundamentals are still the same, but you have to exaggerate more with miniatures because otherwise the detail doesn't come out. And if you have too little detail, you won't see it. If you have too little detail on your character, you won't see it. So you can't go in and you can't, really, I mean, I'm not saying you can't, but it's difficult to add eyebrows or fingernails and stuff like that to a miniature because of the scale of it when it's printed. I think the other part of it when it comes to miniatures is that the person who paints it, if they can make your model look good with their painting techniques, then that can actually boost it a lot further, a lot more as well. I like this dragon. Oh, it's a dead dragon. You also have to be very careful with miniatures, the thickness of the miniature. So you can't have something that's too thin, otherwise it'll break. You can't have something that's too thick, otherwise it'll cost you resin, or it might not. It could also break as well, because if a small piece is connected to a big piece, and the big piece could snap off during printing. It's a lot of ooh, look, mind flare. Yeah, it's a lot to try and figure out, really. But you got a good sculpting techniques. You got a good variety of sculpts on here as well. What can I say? I think for miniatures, it also depends on the market, right? So what can you do? What can't you do? So I know that you can't do full-on copies of, let's say, Warhammer 40k, right? But you can do parts. I think. I'm hoping. I mean, I don't know, but you can do like certain parts. So you can make a bolt gun, or you can make a power fist, or you can make a jetpack, and they can all be separate parts that join onto Warhammer pieces. But you can't make the full Warhammer piece. Yeah, but then there's also other people who've made their own miniatures, and they're doing quite well. There's a guy who does dragons, and their company is just crazy. Let me just see if I can find it. 1 second. I'm thinking, I hope it's in my collection. No, I can't see it. Anyway, this guy, he does like just dragons for like D&D, Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that, or role-playing game that he created. Role-playing game or board game. And yeah, he has some really interesting designs, and they're all legit. They're his own designs. I have to try and find his page. I'm not sure I'll be able to in this live stream. Hold on. Maybe I have. Well, I don't think this is Sky, but this is another artist. To the fat, a character artist. He does miniature stuff, right? Miniature sculpts. You can see how well they look. I mean, look at that. That looks really nice. I think he does dragons as well. He does some mutated dragon. I don't know what this is. I saw it, I loved it, and I just said, yes, I like that. But yeah, so, there is a place for miniatures. It's also, if you look at the way he sort of represents his artwork as a miniature artist, or miniatures, and how he's rendering it. So you can see it looks really nice, really clean. I would probably try to do the same thing, learn how to render your model, because even just rendering your model in the right light, in the right sort of studio light situation, can sell it, sell it a lot better. I think he might have used, he just used he said he used ZBrush, but I think he's rendering it in something else, because ZBrush don't render like this, unless it's maybe Redshift inside ZBrush 2025, but I don't remember it looking this good. But yeah, you're on a good track. Keep going. I don't know what this is. Corpse Beast. Wow. Also try to base your model. I mean, you've got bases. Yeah, you have got bases. So okay. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. We got one here from Jeffrey. I'm not going to butcher your second name, sorry. Are you reviewing any pages? Can we request or own our own? Do you have a list that you're reviewing? Yeah, if you go to the link, oh God, let me put the link back in here because I'm pretty sure it's not going to work again. I'll put it in the chat. I'm just if you join the Discord chat, and then you can go to art portfolios, you can pop your portfolio in there, and I'll have a look and see what you guys got. But in the meantime, I'm just going to do a little bit more sculpting on this creature whilst I wait for you guys and your portfolios. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here with this guy anymore. But it's nice to sort of come away from it whilst I do your portfolio reviews, because it sort of refreshes the eyes, basically. And so I see it with a new look. Flatten these eyeballs. H polishing. This music has been going on forever. 1 second. Got here from Master Splinter. Thanks for the feedback to exaggerate and direction to improve my portfolio. Much appreciated. You're very much welcome. Oops. Yeah. Maybe I'll save this, and do another video on it at some point. There we are. Just going to check the portfolios, see if there's any more. Yep, got one new one. Gun from Angel Padilla, digital sculptor, 3D artist. Okay, let's have a look. Here we got all in character. This is the website ArtStation. Have you got the portfolio ArtStation, or is it just the website ArtStation you have? Not that it's a problem. It's just a little bit different. That's all. Yeah. Says here, purchased image packs to clean up and link to the list. The goal was to get mesh cleanup with scan texture and poor detail. The model was reprojected onto a metahuman, but the textures were enhanced. Nice switch up from my typical sculpting routine. Learned a lot with look depth. Yeah, actually, good point, right? This sort of thing is becoming very popular in the games industry now. So what they'll do is because Unreal Engine has something called Character Creator, and you also got the metahuman stuff. And to speed up the process of humans, you can also do aliens and creatures using this technique, but particularly humans, they are now using scan data models. So it's either the actor for the game or someone they bought online, and they are reprojecting the detail onto a metahuman or a character creator human topology, which is already set up inside of those programs to have all the smiles, the blinks, that sort of stuff. It's all set up, it's all rigged, right? And they're just switching out the the proxy model, you could say, of theirs for the new model, which is yours, and you kind of skip all the modeling stage. Really, it's a little. I find a little bit of a cheat, but it's a speedier process for film and game. I mean, film, they do it all the time in film. Also, and as well as in game now, they kind of film and game are becoming very closely connected now, right? You can do both. Well, you can do certain things in both game and film now, and you wouldn't know the difference because they're so close together in the way that they work. So this technique of we got taking scan data and putting it onto a MetaHuman or a character creator inside of Unreal, it's just going to be the thing that goes forward from now on. I would still say learn how to sculpt, because you're still going to need technique. You still need that knowledge of sculpting. But in the future, there's going to be a lot more artists needed to do this sort of thing, I believe, than there will be to do traditional sculpting inside a ZBrush. But yeah, it's pretty cool little project you got here. Is this a hand? Yeah, a hand study exercise for first-person gameplay. The plan was to get this hand in reasonable game topology while still maintaining realism. The hand was created from scratch in ZBrush. That's pretty good. The textures were created using hand-painted procedural methods. All rendering and composition was created in, what was it? Okay. Yeah, I mean, you got a pretty solid-looking hand there. Yeah, pretty good. Be nice to see some, if you're showing this off, be nice to see some maps. So the specular map, the diffuse, the normal map, the bump map, anything like that, any sort of maps that you created, just sort of put them out there as well, so that you can show them that you can do those sort of texture maps. Darkseid's death, or Darkseid's death. Interpretation of death. I love this character since I was a very young. I remember seeing what's going on here. Oh, is it just the character bust? Is it? Yeah, you got the hair as well. You've got some. I think that's X-Gen, right? Is that X-Gen hair, or must be? Okay, pretty solid. Solid. And then we've got an Apollo sculpt. He's got his own twig and berries out. Yeah, I mean, there's still some space. There's still some room for improvement when it comes to anatomy sculpting. But as I mentioned before, that sort of thing, you need that skill as an artist, no matter what, right? But because of the Unreal Engine thing that I talked about, projecting detail onto another model from another mesh, scan mesh, that type of stuff is going to become less and less important. But I still believe that you're going to need it. It's good to have this skill here with the face and the hand for big AAA games, right? But if you're going to be getting your first job or in the industry, I don't think you're gonna particularly use that type of technique. They probably want you to sculpt stuff more than just take something and project it onto a model. It's still good skill to use, or skill to have, because that's the sort of thing that you do or you learn much later, once you've done all the hard graft of sculpting anatomy and faces, and you learn how to do it as an artist. Then you jump in and you see scan data that you can just project, and it's easier to do. that sort of thing comes a lot later. So it's a good thing that you're picking it up now, because it will be a lot more beneficial to you later. But you still need the fundamentals of sculpting, I believe. Good portfolio, though. Good to see that you had that on at the front here. It gives a good first impression. I would like to see a bit more anatomy sculpting, though, and creature design if you're going for creatures. Okay. Let's have a look and see if there's any more. No new ones. All right. Cool. Okay. Jeffrey says, "Don't worry about it. I left my link on the chat. Discussing Discord. I'm trying to log into the Discord also. Oh, okay. Well, chat room. Hello. Yes, there you are. If you pop your portfolio, if you want to pop your portfolio into the art portfolios, then I'll take a gander at it, have a look at it. In the meantime, I'm just going to carry on here. For a little longer. I think I'm going to end the stream in about 15 minutes. So if there's anybody who wants to review their portfolio, like one of the last ones, then put it in the art portfolio on my Discord and I'll take a look into it. Yeah, I think this creature, I'm gonna save it and work on it a little bit more, because there's a technique I want to show you how, if you want to do like conceptual rendering inside of ZBrush, there's a technique I haven't shown you guys yet, and might have seen it on YouTube, but I haven't shown you yet myself. So I'll have to show you. It's all about how to render inside of ZBrush using filters, and I think you might have seen videos on it from other people, but I can show you how to do it in next week Thursday. Angel says, awesome, thank you for the review. I actually took down my full character sculpts. I'll make sure to add more sculpts. Add them in, ones that are relevant to what you want to do in the industry. So if you want to be a character artist, creature artist, then add them in. If you want to do, it also depends on what studios you want to work for. I've mentioned this before. If you want to work for Blizzard, then sculpt Blizzard stuff. If you want to work for Call of Duty, sculpt Call of Duty stuff. You know, if you want to work for Warcraft Studios, sculpt their stuff. If you sculpt their stuff and they see their stuff through your portfolio and they like it, you're more likely to get a job. If you put Call of Duty stuff and you try to get a job at World of Warcraft, it won't work, because they don't want to see Call of Duty stuff. They want to see World of Warcraft stuff. So that's another good tip to use. You know, if you tailor make your portfolio to the studio that you want to work for, basically. And then once you're in the studio, then you can do whatever you like with your own work. Just check the portfolio quick. Okay, yeah, cool. I got it, Jeffrey. Got it. Cool. This is another portfolio from Jeffrey. I am not going to say your second name. Sorry. I'll just butcher it. It says a 3D artist, props, hard surface, and organic modeling. Check your resume quick. You're from United Kingdom, Manchester. Okay, nice one. So could you give me a little bit of backstory in the chat? If you could just let me know what you're trying to work towards, basically, so I can get more of an understanding of the sort of things you want to do. Because at the moment it looks very varied. You've got a lot of variation in your 3D work here. Oh, we got one from Angel quick. I was looking towards like Tencent Blur Studio, specialized in full character. Blur Studios. What is Blur Studios done? 1 second. Studios. One second, guys. Oh, they do. Although the ones that did Secret Level for Amazon, Gears of War. Okay, so you're looking to do cinematics, right? Hope that's right. Because yeah, this is Blur Studios. Sorry, Jeffrey, I'll come back right back. Blur Studios, they do a lot of cinematic stuff, I believe, and they've just recently did Secret Levels. I hope this is the right studio. Yeah. The thing is with this is that although they used MetaHuman and Character Creator to create these animations, they still had top of the range artists to sculpt their stuff, right? So it doesn't matter if you can use that program. You still need to know the fundamentals of art, sculpting, basically. And I think maybe, I'm not sure if Blur Studios outsources as well. You got to be careful because they might just outsource their models to other companies to work on the Blur Studio stuff, and then they'll have a small team in Blur Studios who does all the very high-end stuff like the animation, the VFX, the editing and stuff like that. Have to look into it a bit more. Blur Studios, to me, is more like a film studio rather than a game studio, and they tend to outsource a lot film studios. So go here from Jeffrey. I posted my link in the portfolio section Discord. Yep, got it. We're just having a look at it now. I'd just like to know, Jeffrey, what are you looking to do in the industry? Do you want to be a character artist? Do you want to be a prop artist? Do you want to be an environment artist? What sort of hard surface artist? What sort of stuff are you looking to do? Because at the moment you've got a lot of variation in your sculpts. Actually, I think I might have had some of these. No, those are Samsung. I've never had Samsung, but you got variation, but it's a lot of environments and hard surface stuff going on here. I don't see a lot of creature character stuff. It might be a few things. You got a character here, and a creature here. So yeah, drop in the chat what sort of thing you're looking to do, because at the moment your hard surface skills are pretty good. You got some good skills. I like this gun. It's pretty good. I'm going to change that music. Sorry, that's just getting right on. It's like right into my ear here. Let's change it up. Oh, we got another one from Jeffrey here. Hold on 1 second. Oh, no, it's the same one. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I mean, you got this character. Where is this from? Untamed, when animals ruled the world. Is this one of those challenges? Yeah, Art Station challenge. Yeah, it took me a while. As always, it was a great learning experience. That's pretty cool. Got a nice turnaround on it. That's good. It's good to see a turnaround. The only thing I'd say about this character, although I know that the sort of creature you're trying to portray is a sort of fish or amphibious type creature, it still looks a bit too soft in terms of the sort of skin. There's not a lot of wrinkles. There's not a lot of definition in the body, you know. So there should be some wrinkles in wrinkled areas and stuff. But you know what? It's nitpicking because it's a good start to a character design. I know that you probably had a certain amount of time on this, so you probably couldn't get to everything. So I'm not going to hold it back on you. It's good to show the different materials as well, the wireframe as well. Normally when I show wireframe, or I say normally, but I don't normally do it, but if I had an actual character that I wanted to put in my portfolio for a job in game design or game studio, I would show them the polygon count or the triangular count and how many polygons there are on the character. That's something we used to do a lot of back in the day, a few years, well, about 6 years ago. But for some reason, I don't think it's as important anymore. But unless you're going for a studio that does low poly characters, so your World of Warcraft, your like World of Warcraft, they want to see if you can make a character in 3,000 polygons limit, right? So you have to aim for that 3,000 limit or just under. And so that's why you would probably need a polygon count on your character. But I think if it's for a AAA game, I think those things go into the thousands now, so you don't really have to worry too much about that. But yeah, I think if you want to be a character creature artist, you need to show a bit more creature work. I can see that you can do hard surface. You've got skills in hard surface. But if you want to be a character creature artist, you'll need to start working on showing some actual creature designs and stuff, and anatomy as well. He says, I'm not the best with characters. I have to. That's fine. Nobody starts off the best, don't worry. It's a learning process, and I mean, you know, the thing is, right, when I was learning ZBrush, it was, I'm gonna sound really old, but it was like, was it 10 years ago I started learning ZBrush, and there wasn't much on the online on YouTube, or especially on YouTube. There was nothing online really. You'd have to sign up to a website. I think it was Linda or Lin, I don't know, one of those ones. And you'd have to sign up, and then you'd get tutorials from professionals in the industry, but you'd have to pay for it. YouTube, you can find anything now on YouTube for free, and there's so much work on YouTube for sort of ZBrush sculpting or 2D drawing, Photoshop. You know, you can learn everything you need to learn through YouTube. And I know it's a scary thought to go into organics sort of sculpting, but it becomes easier over time. You know, you'll soon forget how to do hard surface, and you'll start doing organics more. He says, yeah, I have some industry experience of a couple of years freelancing 3D printing, but I just can't find a stable position. I'm trying to figure out if my portfolio is the issue or something else. And I'm not looking for a big studio. I'm just trying to get into the industry again and start modeling. Anything, to be fair, games or movie, wouldn't mind. Yeah, and times are hard, man. There's been so many studio shutdowns recently. You had PlayStation in London that recently shut down. I know that a couple of studios up north shut down. The studio I work for, I think they had to shut down one of the studios as well, and combine a studio. So it's tough times. It's not great. I know the frustration of not having a job. I've been in that situation as well. You'd probably be better off if you stuck to environments and props. at this point, especially if you really want to get back into the studios, that would be my best bet for you. If you want to learn, organic sculpting or character creature sculpting, I would do that in your own time once you've got yourself a job inside of the studio game. Or, I mean, I did it. I took a part-time job for a while, I think about 3 years, and I went to the part-time job from 9 to 5, and then I'd go, 9 to 5. Then I'd go home, and I'd sit in front of a computer for 5 hours in the evening, 6 hours in the evening, and just learn to sculpt and just keep pumping portfolio pieces out until someone, took an interest in my work and gave me an opportunity. But I think you're probably better off sticking with environment for now and get into a 3D studio or game studio. Doesn't matter which one you go for, and then work on creature character stuff if that's what you want to do in the future. But it's tough. It's tough at the moment for the industry. There's a lot of people losing their jobs, unfortunately. It's just not great. When the actors strike happened, and then the writers strike happened, I was working for a film company in London, and then we had rounds of redundancies, unfortunately, and I was in one of them. So, you just have to. Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and just wait, because I mean, that's the industry at the moment, isn't it? It's just it's a difficult thing to get into, but it's even more difficult to hold on to. But I'm not going to put too much of a doom and gloom on it. I don't want to make people sad. Keep your environment stuff going. Work on what could you work on, because you've got a lot of stuff here, and you obviously can do you can do hard surface stuff. But I don't want you to go down a rabbit hole of creature and character art if you're trying to get back into the industry, because it'll take time away from actually trying to get a place in the industry. I think your portfolio is good. I would put, let's have a look. I would put your character creature art stuff in a separate folder. Have you done it at the top already? Yeah, you have. Okay, you got your separate pieces up. Okay, cool. Now, normally inside of ArtStation, you can actually say which folder you want to be the dominant folder for when people go into your ArtStation. So instead of having all of your work just thrown on there, you can say, I just want to show props, and then just whichever one's the best ones you have, like models you have in any of these folders, you can say, I want to show props as the main folder, and then they'll go to that straight away. That way they see your best pieces. And I think, I don't know, what's this one? Unscripted game. Oh, it's environment stuff. Okay. Yeah, I think your props is probably your best stuff. Halloween could go further down. I would put hard surface stuff up at the top, more at the top. This piece here can go up the top. Anything that looks a little bit too organic-y, I would put near the bottom. What's this? A minigun. Okay, yeah, put this at the top. This looks pretty good. You got this gun as well. Yeah, put that at the top as well. Yeah. I'll put this character maybe at the bottom, or near the bottom, because it's a character rather than an environment piece. What things could you get maybe not put in your portfolio. Let's have a look at the weapons, because you got weapons, props. Yeah, I think maybe props is basically weapons, isn't it? As well, you're kind of duplicating your folders, your pieces in your folders. What's this one? Nah, you don't need this. You don't need this. You can get rid of the blood vessels. I think if you're going to have swords folder here, then you don't need a weapons folder here. But if you're going to have weapons all in one piece or one place, then just put all of it in one place. The props, I wouldn't put any weapons in your props. I would put, say, maybe your camera, the pumpkin heads, these pieces which aren't weapons, anything that's not a weapon, basically. In the characters, just make sure you don't duplicate again. Let's have a look at your resume quick. Well, we did have a look at your resume. I don't know if they still do it, but you know, you could put. I don't know if they still put resumes in ArtStation. I'm sure you can still do that. I'm not sure if they'd still take that into effect, but you could put your resume inside of ArtStation, so it's easier for someone who's looking for an artist to pick up your resume inside of ArtStation rather. Yeah, I hope that helped, man. I would hold off on creature design stuff or creature artwork until you're back into a studio. I know it's difficult at this point, but what's the best thing you can do? I mean, I'm not a prop artist or environment artist, so I wouldn't know what are good pieces. Also, it's kind of difficult. I was going to say you could tailor your work to a specific studio, but because you don't mind which studio you want to work in, you probably want more of a general portfolio rather than just a specified portfolio or specific portfolio. So that makes it a little bit more difficult because you're going to have to show a variety of different skills in order to grab someone's attention from a studio. Yeah, tough. If you, because your weapons are pretty good, right? So if you, difficult. I was gonna say if you make like weapon models, so like a Glock, an AK-47, and you start making real world weapons instead of fantasy weapons, you might be able to get a job in a AAA studio that does real life weapons like Call of Duty and all those other sort of things. It's much easier to get into a studio that way rather than doing fantasy stuff or sci-fi stuff. Showing that you can sculpt or model real world things like a helicopter, a jeep. I would actually do this. I would sculpt a helicopter, a jeep, a tank, a couple of guns. Doesn't even have to be army stuff. It could be a vehicle, that sort of thing. Hopefully that could help a bit more. Yeah, sorry about that. I got one here from Angel saying thank you for the feedback. Looking to make a game or hammer for my next project, similar to Secret Level. I'll be sure to update you. Have a nice day. Look forward to your videos. Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, definitely keep me updated. Can't wait to see what you guys got. Jeffrey's saying, yep, well, yeah, I do some hard labor job at the moment, right? And do 3D on the side. I'm extremely tired, but I still practice my 3D skill. Either way, thanks for the feedback. Man, yeah, hard labor is hard. But keep up with the 3D. If you desperately want to get into the studio again, definitely keep up with the 3D. Don't let this knock you down, because it will it will turn around. The studios will start to mass hire again, right? And then you want to make sure your portfolio is ready at that point. So don't give up, and just keep working on your stuff on the side. I mean, that's why I still do this, because I don't know if my job is secure. No job is secure, so that's why I keep up with my sculpting in the meantime. And I mean, it's not hard labor that I do because I work on a computer, but I still put in another 5 hours after work each night. So yeah, just keep at it, man. Just keep at it. All right, guys. I think that's going to be it. I didn't get to finish this little alien guy, unfortunately, but I'll keep it for another stream. I think I'll just keep this for the review stream and just keep updating it once the review stuff is quietened down, or the portfolios are quietened down. Anyway, let me just turn this music off because it is drilling into my head. Before we go, I just wanted to share with you this video one last time.
So, you want to join my membership?
Go on, Jack. Sign up.
By joining, you won't only unlock members-only content, you'll also be supporting my channel and the growth of the community. Are you ready to do your part?
I'm doing my part.
For as little as a price of coffee a month,
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit.
you'll be able to access all past live streams and get exclusive members-only content.
Yeah, boy.
That's less than 49p a video.
Shut up and take my money.
So if you're ready, join now and become part of this 3D journey.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
All right, guys. So before we go, I just want to do a little bit of a shout out. So I just want to say thank you to all my YouTube members. I would normally say the names, but it's getting a bit late and it's tiring. And I'm not very good with names, but I'll say thank you to every single one of you guys. You really are helping this channel out a lot. I will do the names next week, Monday, I promise you. Also to my Patreons, thank you to my tier 3s and tier 2s. There's no one in tier 1 for some reason, but I've got a huge amount of people in free for some reason. I don't know how that happened. But yeah, thank you. And you guys are going to be your tier 3s are going to be getting the tutorial on how to sculpt the Velociraptor coming up in April. So be ready for that. It's going to be a really exciting experience for you guys. I also have my online stores. Now, got my online stores. So if you want to get tutorials, brushes, models, go to the links below. You can check them out. And with that, I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'll see you on Monday for the Dragon Sculpt tutorial. Yeah, we're going to be looking at what we're going to do. I can't remember. I think we're cleaning up the model. We're going to do some more stuff. We'll do some more crazy sculpting. So I'll see you on Monday at 8:30. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you later, guys. Take care.
Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more exclusive content and want to support my work further, then please check out my Patreon page at MLW_creative for more. Also, view past live streams you might have missed in Tier 3 tutorial support, where I will be archiving future streams moving forward. If you are interested in other full-length tutorials, brushes, and models, then check out my online stores for more useful content. I would also like to thank all my subscribers and patrons for supporting me for this long. Again, thanks for watching and stay safe.